Hello, it's Amanda here from Faithfully Homemade, and today I'm going to show you my preschoolers work boxes for week 2 of homeschool. And I also am throwing in, I'm going to show you these 2 purple ones are math activities, the 2 pink ones are reading language arts activities, and then this is like a handwriting activity I'm going to show you, and then these 2 are science and history. I didn't show you these last week because I do science and history together with my little kiddos. I have 4 little kids, and then I have 2 older kids. So my 2 older boys that are in 6th and 5th grade, I do science and history together with them, and then my 4 little ones, well actually really only my 3 little ones, because the 4th one is only a couple months old, I do history and science with them. So I'm going to show you that in this video, but this is for all my little kiddos. Okay, so now for my 3-year-old only, this is his folder, and in here I have his Learn to Read leveled fluency sheets for the week, these 2, and then his Learning Math leveled fluency sheets for the week, these 2. And he just uses a dry erase marker with these because I have them in these plastic sleeves, so we can reuse them over and over again. As you can see, this one was done before by one of my kiddos, and so I need to, and apparently somebody was messing around on it, but I need to erase that so he can do them. And it's probably from last year when I was using them with my other kiddo. But anyway, so he has those in here, and then he just has back here just some little readers and some worksheets here. So that is what's in his folder. Now let's get into his work boxes. So the first thing I have here is just patterning. These are just some fun little patterns. These are hot dot cards. And as you can see here, they just got, little patterns that he has to do. Some of them are a little bit more difficult than others. But basically what he's going to do is he's going to look at the pattern. Like this one has butterfly, B, 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 butterfly, B. And he has to figure out what's going to come next. And he uses this little guy here and pen here. And he has to pick the correct answer, and then it will do that if he's correct. It'll be red if he is incorrect. So that's that activity. Then the next math activity I have is just, he's going to use these, and he's going to use my Counting Fun activity set that I have here. And in this set, I have these mats. And the mats he can use here for counting. So as you see, each of the bugs have different numbers on them, and then I'm going to pair it up with these little cars. You see how that car has a number on it? All of these little race cars in this bag have numbers on them, except for this. This is like the tow. This is the tow truck. This came from a puzzle, a Melissa and Doug puzzle. And what he's going to do is he's going to find the numbers and then cover it up. So this is the number 4, so he's going to cover up this bug with the number 4. And so you can do this with any kind of numbers. If you have magnetic numbers or whatever, I just pulled these ones out just to change it up a little bit. Here's 3. So he's going to cover them up, and he can even use his little tow guy right here. If you can see that, it's like magnetic, so he can hook it on, and then he can tow the car to the number. Just like that. So these counting mats, there's a whole bunch of them. So this one is bugs, and there's this one here. So anyway, I just have a pack of those, and then some of them actually have numbers on them where he can build the number, but this one would be another example where he's going to count. That one has 3 gumballs, so he would cover up with the number 3 car. So then, also in that Counting Fun activity set are some cards. So let me get this out of the way. And the cards here, he's just going to match up. So in this bag I have number cards. Okay, and then you see I also have cards here. So I'm going to lay out the number cards like this. And actually, one good thing is he could probably put these cards in order. And then after he puts them in order, he's going to use these, and he's going to count how many. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he would match that up with the 6. He'll have all the numbers laying out here to match up, but here's another one. This one has 1 on it, so he'd match that up to the number 1, and so on. And there's all sorts of cards that come with it, just different cards that he can count, and he can go ahead and match up to the kids here with their numbers. So, and that's something we could also do in a pocket chart, so I may do it that way as well, and just match up the numbers to the number kids. Okay, and then next activity I have here is a pizza counting activity center, and in this one what he would do is it has the pizzas here, and he has to count the amount of pepperonis, and then he has to find that same amount down here and cover it up. Now, you can use this with little clothespins, and they can cover up the answer with a clothespin, but I decided to go ahead and pair it up with these. These are just little toy cars, and then this is for fine motor skills. So what I'm going to have him do is he's going to, so not only is he going to work on counting with this one, but he's going to use these little cars, and he's going to go ahead and grab a car and then put it on the answer. Whoops. See, I didn't even do it very well. And put it on the answer, like so. And it's just working with his fine motors to get his handwriting going, as well as with his counting. And so there's a whole bunch of these counting cards in here. These come in my early learning math curriculum. If you're interested, I'm going to leave links below to everything, so you can, you know, always, whenever you watch my videos, there will always be links below where you can get everything. So this is just one of the activity centers in that. And I'm going to show you the next one. We didn't get to this one last week. So if you saw my video last week, you saw this one. And I just kept it in his bin for this week. And it is a crayon flip and count. And so basically it has a mat, and it has these cards, and it has crayons. I'm not going to take it out this week because I showed it to you in last week's video. And he flips the card over. It has the number, and then he puts that many crayons on the mat. And so we didn't get to that one last week, so I just kept that one in there. And then the other activity I added in there for this week is these are little, by the way, that crayon flip and count activity, that one right there, is also in my early learning math curriculum. Okay, so here we go. These are those Lego Duplo, and they have numbers on them. If you don't have the ones that come with the numbers on them, you can just use a number sticker and put stickers on them and use them that way. But anyway, what he's going to do is he's going to lay out the numbers. So here's 6 and here's 7, and he's going to put the numbers up, you know, like so, or however, whatever numbers he's going to do. You know, I'm probably going to have him put them, you know, like in number order. Okay, and then he'll put them up like that, and then I just have these little gems in this jar, and he's just going to count them out. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then he'll do 6, and so on. And I'll have all the numbers in a row so he can see that it gets bigger, and the numbers get bigger as you go. So that is the last math activity that I had in there. Okay, so then let's go ahead and move on to some of his language arts activities. So in this box, the first activity I have is alphabet puzzles, and again, I'll leave links below to everything you can get. And basically he just has to match up the puzzle. So capital letter and lowercase letter, he matches it up. D is for duck. Okay, it's got all of the alphabet puzzles are in here, so he will do that. The next one is matching up beginning sounds. These are little pencils here, and basically one end is like this with capital and lowercase, and then he has to find the matching picture. So cake starts with C, and he will just match them up like that, and it has all of the alphabet puzzles in that little bag. The next activity that I had in there, oops, it's coming apart, is this Sail the Sea of Sounds activity center. And you probably saw this in another video that I did. But basically, it has this mat. And let me get the mat out. And it looks like this. And then what they do is they pick a letter. So here's the letter E. And then there's these cards. And so here's the sailboat with the E, and then they're going to find the lighthouse that has the picture that begins, two pictures will begin with E. So this is a wagon that begins with W. It wouldn't fit. But what he's going to do is I will give him a few choices, and then he's going to find the ones that begin with E, and he's going to go ahead and stick them in on his mat. And we'll just, you know, work on a couple of letters. We're not going to do the entire alphabet, but you get the idea. So that is what that activity is. And then the last activity I had in there, we didn't get to this one last week. As you see, if I don't get to something, I just leave it in their bin for the next week. And we didn't get to this one, and this one is the where they pick a card and then they cover up the picture on the mat that matches the sound. And since we didn't get to that one last week, I figured we would just keep it in there and he could do it this week. And that one is a lot of fun. So I wish we had gotten to some of the, more of this stuff last week, but we just didn't have the time. Okay, this next activity that I have for him is an alphabet matching activity. And I like to use these sticks with Play-Doh. This is my alphabet sticks match activity. And so I put the alphabet stick in one. I'm going to pick a letter and put it in one, and then I'll give him like 3 choices, and I'll have him pick which one begins with A, and he's going to hopefully pick the right one. It would be apple, and he would stick it in there so that it matches up. And then we would do another one. So I have all of the alphabet sticks in here, as you can see, and then we would just continue on doing matching up. And these are all the picture sticks over here. So that is another activity that I have for him as far as letter sounds. Okay, and then the last activity here I have for him as far as letter sounds goes. I pulled out these cards. These are from my winter matchup activity. But I just pulled the cards out because obviously it's not winter right now. But I just want to use the cards, and what we're going to do is I'm going to lay out like, you know, 2 or 3 cards. And then I'm going to give him these bean bags. These are alphabet bean bags. And then he's going to look at the card, and I'm going to say, which picture begins with and he's going to have to get the letter for and then he's going to have to throw it on the right picture. And then which one begins with quilt, and he's going to get the letter and throw it on the picture, and so on. So that's going to kind of be fun. All right, so that is what he's going to do with those. All right, then let me quickly show you for his handwriting. Here I have, these are little chalkboards that come with Handwriting Without Tears program. And what I did is, in here I have, these are tracing cards, and I'll leave the link below where you can get these. And then he's just going to trace them with these dry erase markers because they're laminated. I have all of the alphabet cards in here, so he's going to do that with dry erase. I also have number cards in here that he can trace numbers with dry erase. These come in my math counting activities, or math, early math curriculum, because they have the counting here, so it counts the scoops and then he traces the number. So he's going to do those cards with the dry erase. And then also he's going to take the cards, after he's done it with the dry erase, then he's going to make it with the chalk on the little chalkboard. So he'll make capital A, you know, with the chalk on the chalkboard, just to have a little bit more fun that way. And then the other way he can practice his handwriting, in this little tin here, and I'm sorry, like, this video is not like my normal videos. I'm using a different camera because my other camera broke, and so I can't pause this camera, and so it's going to be really choppy. But anyway, in this tin, I can't even get it open, is some sand, and he's going to use a pencil, and he's going to make the letters in the sand with his pencil. So, okay, and then finally, let me show you for science. We're doing, we've been doing animals. We did some last week. And so I have these mother and baby cards that they're going to match up. I have these little puzzles that I bought, where they just match up the 2 sides of the animal. And then we can talk about different animals and their coverings. This is a cool little thing that I bought where they put the animal in there and it tells them little facts about animals. So again, I'm going to be doing these with all my little young kiddos. And then down here, I can get it out, is my, you probably saw this in another video, my Science Animal Sort and Learn, where they take the cards and they sort the animals by their habitat and by all sorts of different features, like how many legs they have and all sorts of stuff like that. So, and then I have all the, you know, habitats here. Here's the desert habitat, whatever. They're all in here. So, I'll leave a link below to this too if you're interested. But yeah, that's just a sorting activity for animals. And then for history, really quick, I'm just doing maps with the kiddos. So these are puzzle pieces from a United States map that I have. And I just threw them in here to remind myself to pull that map out. And then this is a little file folder game from Lakeshore Learning about maps. And then I just have a book in here that we're going to be reading from. That's from Abeka. So, okay, that is all of his activities for the week. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Bye.